Hey everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about something very important. I'll be sharing with you 11 types of women you shouldn't trust or respect. Some of these characteristics might seem obvious, but number 11 is going to surprise you. Did you know that sometimes people can pretend to be something they're not? Well, these 11 types of women do just that. They might seem nice at first, but then reveal who they really are, and it's not good at all. But wait, there's more. After revealing these 11 types of women, I'll show you 5 attitudes you should avoid at all costs. If you exhibit these behaviors, you might end up looking like a fool who anyone can manipulate and deceive. And nobody wants to be fooled, right? So stick with me until the end, because you'll learn how to protect yourself and recognize these situations. Without further ado, let's get started. First up, the careless one. Let's talk about a type of person who can be quite problematic. The careless one. Imagine someone who never worries about what they do and doesn't think about the consequences of their actions. People like this act quickly and thoughtlessly, which can be very harmful to everyone around them. Careless people do things without considering what might happen later. They are impulsive, meaning they do everything on the spot without stopping to think if it will be good or bad. And the problem is, they might end up hurting others with this behavior. For example, a careless person might completely forget about other people's feelings and needs. They only think about themselves and act in a selfish way. This means they don't care if what they do makes someone sad or angry. They simply do it. When someone acts without empathy, which is the ability to understand and feel what others are feeling, it can cause a lot of problems. Imagine trusting someone who suddenly does something that hurts you or messes up your life. This can happen when the person is careless. And it's not just in friendships. At work, this can also be a big problem. A careless person can make bad decisions that affect everyone because they don't think about the consequences. So, trusting someone like this can be risky. You never know what that person will do next. Their actions are unpredictable and can bring a lot of instability into your life. Therefore, it's important to be cautious with careless people. They can bring a lot of problems without even realizing it. Second, the fraudulent one. Now let's talk about another type of complicated person, the fraudulent one. Imagine someone who is always cheating and deceiving others. People like this destroy trust and can put you in very difficult situations. Fraud can happen in many ways. It can be someone who lies about things, manipulates situations, or intentionally breaks promises. They do this to get what they want, without caring about what might happen to others. For example, a fraudulent woman might put you at risk of losing money or even having problems at work and in your life. Trust is based on honesty, and a fraudulent person always breaks that trust. Trusting someone like this is asking to be disappointed. They are always thinking about how they can benefit, even if it means hurting others. This can ruin the integrity of relationships, which is how people treat each other with respect and honesty. So, it's very important to be careful with fraudulent people. They might seem nice at first, but they always end up looking for ways to benefit themselves without caring about others' feelings or safety. Third, the conflict-driven one. Let's talk about another type of complicated person, the conflict-driven one. Imagine someone who is always arguing and fighting, for any reason. People like this can make the environment around them very stressful and difficult to handle. A conflict-driven woman is one who loves confrontations and debates. She always finds reasons to argue, whether it's over small things or more serious issues. This makes it hard to have a healthy and peaceful relationship with her. When someone is always fighting, it can drain the patience and energy of those around them. Outbursts of anger and the tendency to create unnecessary conflicts can leave everyone exhausted and unhappy. Trusting someone who is always looking for a fight can be very draining. It can disrupt the peace and harmony in your life, making everything more complicated and emotionally exhausting. So, it's important to be cautious with conflict-driven people. They can make you feel stressed and tired because they are always creating problems and making interactions difficult. Fourth, the defamer. Now let's talk about another type of complicated person, the defamer. Imagine someone who spreads lies about others and makes up bad stories to harm someone. People like this can cause a lot of problems. A defaming woman is one who says false and harmful things about others. She does this out of jealousy, resentment, or simply because she wants to hurt someone. Trusting someone like this can be very dangerous. When someone spreads lies, it can ruin another person's reputation and cause many problems. This can affect the personal and professional life of those targeted by these lies. So, it's important to be cautious with defamers. They can make you feel bad and cause a lot of problems in your life. It's better to avoid trusting someone who has a habit of talking badly about others and making up false stories. Fifth, the irresponsible one. Now let's talk about another complicated person, the irresponsible one. Imagine someone who never keeps their promises and doesn't care about the consequences of their actions. People like this can bring a lot of problems. An irresponsible woman doesn't take responsibility for her failures and mistakes. She doesn't commit and often ignores the need to help others. This makes trusting her very risky. When someone doesn't keep promises and avoids facing the repercussions of their mistakes, it creates a lot of instability. It's like you can never rely on this person for anything. She might also blame others for her own mistakes, which increases distrust. Irresponsibility often shows that the person is not mature and lacks self-control. Trusting someone like this can bring many problems and leave you in complicated situations. So, it's better to be cautious with irresponsible people. They can cause a lot of instability and distrust in your life because they never take responsibility. Sixth, the pessimist. Now let's talk about a person who is always negative, the pessimist. Imagine someone who is always criticizing, complaining, and seeing everything in a negative light. This person has a negative energy that can affect everyone around them. A pessimistic woman is always looking for problems, even when there are good solutions. This makes it difficult to have a healthy and positive relationship with her. Such people create a heavy and negative environment. They can make everyone around them feel discouraged and bad. If you trust someone who only sees the negative side of things, it can end up affecting your own well-being and way of thinking. So, it's better to be cautious with pessimists. They can spread discouragement and make everything more difficult and negative in your life. Seventh, the hypocritical and treacherous one. Let's talk about a type of person who can be very difficult to deal with, the hypocritical and treacherous one. Imagine someone who changes their behavior depending on who is around them. In public, she might act falsely and treacherously, only caring about what is convenient for her. This woman is not genuine and might seem like a friend when she is around you, but acts differently when she's not. This shows that she doesn't have much integrity and the trust you place in her can change according to the situation. When someone acts like this, it's better to keep some distance. This way, you avoid problems and potential disappointments in the future. Eighth, the cruel one. Let's talk about a type of person who is really difficult, the cruel one. Imagine someone who seems to enjoy seeing others suffer. She might laugh or take pleasure when she sees someone going through problems. A cruel woman lacks empathy, which means she doesn't care about other people's feelings. She might even create problems and bad situations just to enjoy the suffering of others. It's very important to recognize these people before their cruel actions cause greater harm. If you notice someone is like this, it's better to distance yourself to avoid having this cruelty affect you and harm your life and the lives of those you love. Ninth, intuition alerts. Sometimes our intuition, which is like an internal warning, tells us when something isn't right. When you're around a woman you can't trust, you might feel a strange sensation. This could be inexplicable fatigue, an uncomfortable feeling, or even fear without knowing exactly why. Our mind and body are very smart and can sense things we don't quite understand. It's like when you eat something that makes you feel bad and you sense it immediately. Similarly, being around someone untrustworthy might make you feel that something is wrong. Pay attention to these strange feelings. They might be warning you that something isn't right and that it's better to be cautious with this person. 10th, alerts from others. When your friends and family are concerned about a woman, it's important to listen to what they have to say. Often, if people close to you are warning you about someone, it's a sign that something might be wrong. These alerts might mention things like past relationships that didn't work out, where others distanced themselves because of this woman's bad behavior. She might have questionable attitudes or do things that aren't good. Sometimes, an untrustworthy person tries to downplay these problems, blaming the ex-partner for the conflicts. This manipulation is a way to escape responsibilities, and it's also a sign that there might be future problems with this person. Pay attention to the alerts from those around you, as they can help you avoid problems with someone who isn't trustworthy. 11th, uncontrollable drinkers. Now let's talk about a type of woman who can be very unpredictable: those who drink excessively and lose control. People like this can cause many problems and become a danger to those around them. Imagine someone who becomes a completely different person when they drink, often acting aggressively or doing things they wouldn't do otherwise. This can be very harmful and create dangerous situations. It's crucial to pay attention to how someone behaves when they drink, as this can show their true character and how they handle difficult situations. Excessive drinking can make someone act in ways that aren't safe or respectful. It's better to avoid getting involved with someone like this to keep yourself safe and avoid problems. In summary, recognizing these 11 types of women can help you avoid potential problems and difficult situations. Understanding these characteristics will help you protect yourself from being hurt or deceived. Remember to trust your intuition and listen to the warnings from those around you. If you see signs of these traits, it's best to be cautious and avoid getting too involved with people who might bring negativity into your life. Stay alert and always prioritize your own well-being and safety. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on protecting yourself and making better choices in relationships. See you next time.